Hello, my miraculous friend. This is Reverend Francis Fayden, and welcome, welcome, welcome to today's live stream. We are going to be getting messages from Mother Mary. You have an opportunity, if you're here live with me, to get a personal message from Mother Mary. You can even ask the question yourself. We figured out the technology of how to do that. And I'm so grateful. So if you've been feeling like, I wish I could get an answer. I wish I could get some clarity. I would love a little bit of direction. I'd love to get a little bit of feedback, anything along those lines, especially if you are somebody who is looking to manifest your, what I call your sacred life purpose, or you're trying to grow your business or whatever it might be. This is a perfect opportunity for you to connect with the energy of Mother Mary and she really goes to the heart of everything that's going on and to be able to really connect deeply and get that kind of guidance. It's so powerful. So before we do any of that, I love to just take a few deep breaths together. So let's take a few deep breaths together, my friends. Bring your awareness to your breath. Breathing in the energy of expansion, breathing out anything you no longer need. Letting go of whatever happened before, whatever might be happening later, and just coming deeply into the now. And as we do this, we already start to touch that little bit of peace. We touch a little bit of the peace, I should say, that is already inside of us. All the peace that you will ever want, need, desire is already within you. And we simply do little techniques here and there to expand our awareness and our connection and our experience of that peace. And as you let that feeling just fill your entire body, let it wash over this beautiful body temple of yours. Let it just really fill out your energy field until you really feel connected to that energy of peace. Beautiful. And so I'm just going to ask you now to take a moment and let yourself feel the way that you want to feel at the end of our time. Whether you ask a question or not, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel peaceful? Do you want to feel inspired? Do you want to feel connected? Do you want to feel whatever you want to feel? And if you're not sure, I always say feel just focus on feeling grateful. So grateful for this opportunity to be together and to connect like this. And knowing that whatever it is that you need to receive today is exactly what you're going to be receiving. We know that as we feel this energy, we're sending out that powerful intention. The universe has to bring us back our own vibration by law. So knowing that is exactly what's going to be happening, let's take one more deep breath together in gratitude and we can begin. All right, my friends. Well, welcome once again to this Tuesday live stream with Mother Mary. We are going to be having the opportunity to ask questions. If you haven't done so already, put your name in the chat. Let me know that you're here, whether you're watching it live or on the replay. Let me know where are you joining from so I can say hello to you because I love saying hello to everybody, especially all over the country, all over the world. It makes me feel so happy and it makes us feel that we're all here connected, one big family of people who love Mother Mary. And before I do anything, I just like to always explain to people a little bit about me because you might be coming across me for the first time. I am Reverend Francis Fayden. I am an interfaith minister and I am a priestess for Mother Mary, channeling her energy, channeling her messages. She came to me in 2012 and asked me to do this work. I blend East and West, so I really honor the Divine Mother in all of her forms, but Mother Mary is the one that's very personal to me. And I just want to be clear with you what I mean when I say Mother Mary. So I'm not only talking about an individual person that lived 2,000 years ago in the Holy Land, yes, and I'm also talking about the very fabric of the universe. I'm talking about what quantum physicists would call the infinite field. I call it the field of miracles or field of possibility, where everything is possible. And I believe that Mother Mary is a representative of that divine feminine energy. She comes to me in a form that I can understand, but this is a universal energy. And so whenever we connect with Mother Mary's energy, we're really connecting with ourselves. We're really connecting with our own heart and our own essence. And we're really connecting with the energy that is the universe at the same time. I call it the field of unconditional love. That's really what I call it, is the field of unconditional love. Mother Mary is an embodiment of that energy. You can call her the feminine Christ, whatever works for you. I'm not here to get you to believe anything. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I will share with you my experience, but I'll share with you what she has asked me to do. And she has asked me to make her presence available to as many people as possible through as many mediums as are effective. So here I am on YouTube, um, making her presence available to you. I also do it in my private practice when I work with people. Mother Mary's always the energy that's working with people, helping them to work through their blocks, helping them to manifest their vision or whatever it might be. I do it through my podcast, the Magnify Your Miracles podcast, where I share meditations with her. I'm working on a book right now that is going to be a Mother Mary specific book. So I'm working on as many mediums as possible. Now, I want to welcome you to this energy of October. We did do a live stream last week on the Feast of the Holy Rosary. So this month is a time of deepening your spiritual practice, deepening your spiritual practice. Whatever your practice is, it's a time to deepen your connection. And yesterday we had the feast of the miracle of Our Lady of Fatima. Tomorrow, I think we have the feast of St. Teresa of Avila. Beautiful feast days, beautiful energy days. If you were following the Hindu calendar, you would know that there's like a holy day every day. So I try to really live that sense of like every day is a holy day. Every day is an opportunity for you to connect with the divine. Every day is a chance for you to experience a miracle. Now, one of the things that Mother Mary's been wanting me to let people know, so before I go into the personal questions, I just want to give you an opportunity to hear a little bit about what she's been talking to me about. She's been talking about the healing path of surrender. She's been talking about that a lot. And in the Magnify Your Miracles membership, this is my membership where we meet twice a month. We have 2 calls a month, one of which is just me channeling Mother Mary, and she gives us guidance and a message and a spiritual direction for the month. And then the second call is where you can actually get mentored by her. So this is a little taste of what happens in our call. You can go much more in depth. You get to hear everybody's messages. It's just really powerful. And Mother Mary's guiding us. Well, she asked me beginning in November to start a series, to start people on a path. And she's calling it the healing path of surrender. And what we're going to be doing over the course of 7 months is we're going to be going from the crown chakra down, and each month focusing on a chakra. And we are going to be going through a healing process of letting go whatever might be in that energy center. And so it actually corresponds to the sorrowful mysteries, the 7 sorrows of the sorrowful mysteries, but they also correspond to the 7 chakras. So starting at the crown chakra, whatever spiritual stuff you need to let go of, whether it's beliefs or religious trauma or whatever it might be that's getting in your way, it's about forgiving yourself and releasing and surrendering. What are you surrendering? You're surrendering your sorrow. You're surrendering whatever you don't need anymore. And then you're allowing the energy of the divine to come and be more present in you. So by the time we're going down to the root chakra, it'll be, I think, May. We'll be doing one every month. So you'll be able to experience that healing activation in that first call. And in the second call, if you're having any challenges with letting go or how you do it or whatever, you can ask Mother Mary yourself and get that guidance. So for those of you who are interested, I'm going to show you right here. You can go to francisfayden.com/membership. and you can sign up for that. And the great thing about the membership is it's just month by month. You don't have to make a big commitment if you don't want to. You can join us for a month and see if you like it. And if it's not for you, then you can leave after the month. But I think you'll enjoy it, because if you enjoy this, if you enjoy spending time with Mother Mary and spending time with me and getting to be in that energy, you will love the Magnify Your Miracles membership. It's really based on all of that. Okay, so let me see if anybody is here. Hello, Sue Ferretti from, Sue, you're up in Easton, PA. You know what I just found out? I found out that my great grandfather, who I thought was up in Binghamton, New York, is actually buried in Easton, PA. I should come up and say hi to him and say hi to you. So, hello, Sue. Good to see you. Hello, Claire. Claire from Switzerland. I love it when we get people from Europe. It makes me so happy. Hello, Claire. So awesome. Catherine, Freddie. Oh my goodness, the Freddies are in the house. Yay. Hello to you from Miami Beach. And hello, Dar from Baltimore. Yay, yay, yay. All right. So let's go ahead and let me see if I can show you how this is working here. All right. So I'm going to copy this and put this here. And so this is a link that you can click on. And I'm going to put this here so it's on the top. So you see that link that says StreamYard with a bunch of numbers on it. If you click on that, it'll put you into like the green room. It'll put you in the studio here with me, where you can actually ask whatever question you have. So for anybody who wants to do that, you'll be here on camera. You can turn your camera off if you want to be audio only, but it's a way for you to ask your question directly. It's a little bit like a radio show, which makes me so happy. But before we do that, I'm going to say my little prayer. So I'm just going to ask you to take a moment with me. Mother, Father, God, great Spirit of the universe, we give thanks for this time together, for this time of communion with Mother Mary, with the energy of unconditional love, with connecting with that energy that is within us. And we're asking that each one of us has our inner eyes, ears, and hearts open as wide as possible, that we're able to truly see, hear, feel, and know her presence as it's being revealed to us. We know that we're always surrounded and protected in a circle of brilliant white light, and into this circle we're welcoming all of the highest beings that want to come and support us. We welcome at this time. I specifically and lovingly invite our very good friends, the four archangels, to help us create even more sacred space. So welcoming in the energies of Archangels Michael, Raphael, Uriel, and Gabriel, creating this beautiful diamond pattern, like a diamond pattern, in which we can invoke the presence of Mother Mary. So I specifically and lovingly, very gratefully and respectfully invoke the presence of our own beloved Mother Mary to be with us and to share her wisdom and her guidance, her healing and her compassion, all the beautiful qualities that she embodies when she comes to be with us. So I'm going to turn everything over to her, begin by saying amen. And we can see this huge light coming into, she's coming into the circle, all in white and gold. And she is coming to us today as Our Lady of Fatima. So before I say anything about any other messages or anything like that, couple of things I want to remind people is whether you're watching this live or you're watching this on the replay, keep your ears open, because even if I'm not speaking with you directly, there's a really good chance that you're going to get something from being here. You're going to get something from the messages. These messages could speak to you, because whatever it is that's on your heart, the universe is hearing you, and you could get an answer through somebody else. So always keep your ears open. The other thing I'm going to say is that when we do these messages from Mother Mary, these are not psychic predictions. She is not going to tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. She's not going to tell you what day you're going to meet your future husband. Like, that's not what she does. What she does is she guides your energy back to yourself to help you get clear about what you need to get clear about, so that you can start to manifest whatever it is that you're looking to manifest. So think of her a little bit more as your own inner wisdom that you can converse with, but she doesn't do spiritual gossip. She's not going to tell you, like, did Jesus get married? Like, she doesn't talk about that stuff. Her most important thing is helping you feel connected and feel loved, because from there, everything else manifests for you. So Let me take a look and see. She's here for us as Our Lady of Fatima, has her hands at the prayer position. And Mother Mary is, now she's wanting me to remind all of you that she came in 1917 as Our Lady of Fatima. She started coming in May. She came every month on the 13th. And then on the 16th, on the sixth month in October, she had this miracle happen where the sun was like spinning in the sky and all these things were happening and people could see it. And it had been raining and raining and people were in the mud. And then when the apparition happened and all these miracles started happening, everybody was completely dry. Nobody had mud. Like, it was a miracle. So I always think of Our Lady of Fatima as that aspect of Mother Mary that makes the miraculous tangible. It makes the divine tangible. It helps us to see the divine in our three-dimensional world and makes it very, very real. So let me just listen if she wants to say anything before we go into these questions. Hmm. So she's talking a little bit about the energy of turmoil and how there's this feeling of turmoil right now that you might be feeling personally, and that there's definitely this feeling that's on the planet. And she's saying to everybody that it's really important during this time that you're holding on like a ship holding on to an anchor to whatever it is that you believe in that makes you feel grounded, that makes you feel secure, that makes you feel steady. You wanna avoid things that add to that sense of, instability, I guess I could say. She said, "Even if you're making positive changes, you wanna be careful to not make too many changes at once because too many changes can still give you that sense of turmoil and wobbliness." So that's the first thing she was wanting to say. Okay, so let's see who is here. So it looks like Catherine is here. All right. So just reminding people, if you want to ask Mother Mary a question, you can just click on the link that I put in there in the chat that says StreamYard, and you can come and get in the chat and you can ask your question live. So let's say hello to Catherine. Hello, Catherine. Can you hear me?
Hi, I can. How are you?
Good to see you. What's your
Good to see you.
question?
You probably already guessed. I would love to know what is still blocking my abundance, like energy, money, and what I can do today to unblock and receive some much needed money, abundance. Just same patterns keep happening, and would love to fix it once and for all.
Yeah.
Things
So,
just coming to a halt.
okay. So, Mother Mary's wanting me to ask you something that's going to seem like it's not related, but it is related. And Mother
Mhm.
Mary's wanting me to, first of all, Catherine, she's sending so much love to you and like just beaming all this love to you. And one of the things that she is wanting me to say to you is if you keep looking at this issue as a financial issue, it's showing up as finances. She gets that. She's not saying that's not important, but she's telling me that it's not a financial issue. It's really about letting yourself really be loved, like really letting the love in. And you want to take a look at so if you're thinking about it in terms of a block, she's not talking about it in terms of a block. She's talking about you letting yourself feel really loved and really supported because the money energy for you right now, she's telling me, has to do with feeling lack of support. And that lack of support also is feeling like lack of love, not being loved. Um, there's some things that I can't say in this forum. You know, I'm not going to get into things that are too personal here, but I'm going to say to you, and I'm not saying this to frustrate you because I know you've done a whole lot of work on this topic, but Mother Mary's like, handle the love and then the money will take care of itself. Handle that feeling of like feeling loved, feeling lovable, allowing love in. And she's not just talking about like romantic love, that's fine, but she's talking about she's asking you right now, Catherine, can you feel it? Like she's right here with you and she's beaming all this love to you. And she says, let it in? Can she let it in? Does that make sense to you?
Hmm. Yeah, I guess. Is it like coming from an underlying worth issue, or is there anything kind of deeper to that? Or
Yes and no. I mean, here's the thing, sweetheart. What she wants me to say to you is like the worth, so all that stuff is like mental. And she's like, I want Catherine to be in her heart. Like I want her to be in her heart. Because if you're in your head, which I do this a lot myself, if you're in your head, like you're trying to figure it out and you're not able to really receive it on a heart level. So have you been able to do anything like go to yoga or do anything where you're just able to be in a receptive mode as opposed to a doing mode? The doing mode is what's not working. It's
Mhm.
time to be in a receptive mode, like to be in your feminine energy. That's kind of what it is. Does that make
Okay.
sense to you?
Mhm.
So do you
Yeah.
have like a friend who could just like you could let them do something really sweet for you or to not feel like you owe anybody anything. Like that feeling like you're allowed. The word I'm hearing is not worthy, it's allowed. Like I'm allowed to receive it. I'm allowed to, be abundant. I'm allowed to be, and happiness is a big piece of it too. So, take care of your numbers the way you need to take care of it. But Mother Mary is saying you can chase the numbers. That's not what's going to shift it. What's going to shift it is what makes you feel happiest and most like open-hearted, really open-hearted. You're in Florida. So I don't know if you can go on a pilgrimage anywhere down there, but um, there is a spot. There are a couple of spots. There's a spot if you want to go, if you want a miracle, there's an Archangel Michael chapel in Florida. If you look it up, it's like Archangel Michael, it's like an Orthodox chapel or something, but miracles happen there. And Archangel Michael is your ally and he can help you feel safe enough to open up that heart chakra. Does that make sense to you? Good to
Mhm.
see you.
Good to see you too.
I'll keep
Thank
praying
you.
for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's take a look here. Love that. Well, Cynthia, oh my goodness. Can you hear me? I can't hear you, Cynthia. Can you hear me? What's your
Hello,
question,
can you
sweetie?
hear me? Yes, can you hear me?
I can now. What's your
Hear me?
question? Now you're muted.
What's your question, sweetie? Yes, can you hear me? And now, what's your question? I've been maybe making too many changes, like you already spoken to. For 2.5 months, I've been exhausted and wondering if there's something more that I need to do.
Okay. Do you have me on two devices or can you turn down your audio? Is a little bit of an echo. Okay, good. Go ahead.
I can't figure out.
Okay. So you're feeling
Okay.
exhausted and what else?
Is there something more that I could do to ease the transition for all these changes I'm making?
Okay, let me ask for you. So just imagine, if you will, you can see and feel Mother Mary just putting her hands right on top of your head. So Mother Mary is saying that even when we make changes, we take ourselves along. And what she means by that is if you have a tendency to overdo, even if you change to something that you really love doing, the tendency is to kind of overdo. And it's kind of similar to the message that I just gave, which has to do with like being more on the receiving end of things and less on the doing end of things. The habit, she's telling me, your habit is to be doing, 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 doing. And she's saying that it's really important for you to prioritize which things you want to put your energy into, and then to be able to let go of some of the things that are not the number one priority. Are you clear about what your number one priority is, Cynthia? Are you clear about that,
Yeah.
Cynthia, what it is?
Can you hear me?
Mhm.
My number one priority is spiritual growth.
Is spiritual growth. Mhm. Yeah. So, what is it that is not spiritual growth that's making you so tired? Or are you running around trying to do too many spiritual growth things?
Um, I have to do my job for survival, which is half time, and maybe I am doing too many changes at once.
Okay. So, right off the bat, Mother Mary's wanting me to say to you, don't do your job for survival because that keeps you in survival mode. So, you want to change that. You say you want to do your job to take care of yourself. You do your job to take care of yourself, and your spirituality is your number one thing, and doing your job makes you able to focus more on your spirituality. So that's good. That's something that you've manifested. And if that number one thing really is your spirituality, the Mother Mary says there's no conflict there. But if you're in that doing, even spirituality can become a chore. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right, my friends, if anybody else has a question, I have about 15 minutes more that I can answer questions. Not going to be able to do questions if they're just posted here. So if you can click on the StreamYard link, come in and chat with me, you get to have a much more in-depth answer anyway. And if nobody has a question, then we can always wrap up for today. So if you do have a question, click on the link that says streamyard.com, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. In the meantime, it's interesting that we're talking about what Mother Mary wanted me to talk about, which is the healing path of surrender. Part of what we're surrendering, especially as women, is that hypermasculine energy of thinking that you have to do it and 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 then you have to do more and then you got to do even more. Like that energy needs to go. And part of the surrender vibration is about trust. You know, people think surrender is about giving up, and it's not about that. It's about letting go and allowing the energy of the universe to work through you and do for you things that you couldn't have even imagined. And so this is why it's a healing path. It's a healing path because it gets us out of our own way. I personally believe that the universe is here and loves us and is always the universe is always trying to give us what we need and what's really true for us. Um, and so if that's not happening, we have to take a look at ourselves, not in a critical way, but in a way of like, okay, how am I getting in my own way, and what can I do from a loving place to step to the side? Like, what can I do to release the need for control? Because it's really about control. All right, so it looks like Sue is here. All right, Sue, let's see if I can. It looks like you have to add your microphone here, Sue. So I'm not going to be able to take your question. I would love to answer your question, though. I'd love to help you with that. Anybody else here who wants to come in and ask a question live while you can? Chatting with Mother Mary today. And if not, I can talk a little bit more about the healing path of surrender. And the reason that I am inviting you to come and chat with me is because you get a much more in-depth answer to your question. I can give you questions, but you won't know if they resonate with you or not. You won't know if it's something that, makes sense to you or not. This way you get to ask a question. So let's see. So Claire, not sure if Claire has a question. Dar, Grace tuning in, and Susan. Those you guys are the ones that are here. Anybody wants to come on in, you can do that. And if not, then we can wrap up for today. So let's take a moment and just take a few deep breaths together and really feel that energy of unconditional love. This is the fabric of the universe. When we connect with the energy of unconditional love that we are literally made from, we tap into infinite possibility. The fabric of the energy, the fabric of the universe. We are that energy, and that energy is actively guiding us and actively loving us right now, and wants us to feel connected and wants us to feel loved and wants us to feel healthy and happy. And our job is simply to open and be receptive to it, to allow ourselves to really be open and receptive. And as we let ourselves feel that vibration, we start to feel that love vibration, then everything else starts to heal. All right, let me see if there's any more questions that Mother Mary has. Answers from Mother Mary. Let me see if there's any more messages here she wants to let you know. So for those who are struggling, when you've tried everything else, try letting go. When you've tried everything else, just be like, well, I'm going to let the universe do what the universe does. All right, Sue, you got in there. You're sneaking in. Good job. Let's get you in here and see if we can answer your question. There she is. Good to see you, my friend.
It's good to see you. It took me long enough.
That's okay. What's your question from Mother Mary?
Well, my question is, how do I release this resistance that I have? Resistance to eating healthy, exercising, prayer, meditation, everything. I want to do it all. I need to do it to get healthy. And I just feel overwhelmed with all of it.
So do you do any of it?
Yes.
Okay.
Intermittently, periodically.
So what keeps you from doing it?
I don't know, because I do have the time since I'm retired, and it just seems like it's so much, and when I don't sleep, I'm just tired and overwhelmed, and so.
It's a lifelong pattern, or is it a recent thing?
No, I think it's been around for a long time.
Okay. So the thing that Mother Mary is wanting me to share with you is you're dealing with a habit. It's a habit. Sometimes resistance is a habit, and sometimes it's not. So that's part of the reason she's wanting me to say to you, it's a bit of a habit. Do you feel better? She's wanting me to ask you, do you feel better when you do the things that you're supposed to do, or does it not feel good?
No, it feels wonderful.
So it feels wonderful, and then you stop doing it and then you don't feel good. Is that right?
Yes, yes. Then I beat myself up because, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And
Okay. So what if the point was to just feel good and the point wasn't to do it perfectly? Because I think you're overwhelming yourself with like, I have to do all of this to be perfect rather than what's one thing I can do to help me feel good today? Now, it's a bigger, longer conversation, which I know that you know that. But
mhm,
for our purposes today, she's wanting you to let go of the thought that you have resistance. That what it really is a habit. Your perfectionism is what's kind of nipping at your heels. It's actually perfectionism. And because it's not about time, it's not about that. It's like, if I don't do it perfectly, I'm not going to do it at all, rather than
mhm,
focusing on what's one thing I can do to feel good today. You're So the other thing too, Sue, is you're getting used to feeling good. You're not used to that. You're not used to feeling happy every day. You're not used to
mhm.
feeling joyful every day. Um, and I'm just going to share this with you, but I'm also giving it to everybody, which is that when we're in a healing process and we start to feel better, the places in our lives that don't feel better become glaringly obvious. So if you're, and
Mhm.
I'm not going to say this is you, but like I've seen this with people where they start to feel better and they start to do things, and then they notice that like their relationship isn't that great, or their job isn't that great, or something else isn't matching their frequency, and it's like that disconnect can feel uncomfortable. And so rather than address that, they kind of go back down to that uncomfortable vibration with their job or whatever it might be. And so you want to recognize that your environment may or may not be supporting you to be the happiest version of yourself. But Mother Mary says one thing a day, if you just committed to one thing, like let's say you started to go to a restorative yoga class somewhere. You just go and you let yourself be tended to. Like that one thing sets the groundwork for other things. If you're trying to do everything, what you're telling yourself is taking care of myself is hard. Taking care of myself is hard. And so you're going to keep manifesting this is hard. And who wants hard?
Mhm.
So all of that is kind of going on in there, but I get my sense of what she's showing me here for you is there's a lot of layers of things that are going on, but the simplest one is the perfectionism of trying to do it perfectly or trying to do it the right way rather than just what's one thing I can do to take care of myself as I'm getting used to feeling good. I'm getting used to feeling good. I'm getting used to being happy. I'm getting used to my life working really well. Those kinds of things, because that's also what's going on. It's a long time of things not feeling that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that really makes sense because I think now that I'm starting to feel better, I just want to do everything that I haven't done in years. And that's why I think I feel overwhelmed too. And then I want it all to be perfect too.
Yeah.
So,
The perfect is the thing that's really bite you in the butt, sorry to say. Like that's the thing that's really in there. So, that's the
mhm,
thing that you can pray about is like, Divine Mother, take this perfectionism from me. The opposite of that perfectionism is going to be gratitude, to be like grateful for each thing. I understand that, like you're wanting to make up for lost time, but Mother Mary is saying to you, it's how I just said, like if you do too much and you start a new project, you're still going to do too much. Like if you have that perfectionism, when you start to feel better, that perfectionism is still going to be there and it's still going to
mhm,
be pushing at you. So
mhm,
recognize that, like, it's a gentle path that you're on. This is something that I've had to come to terms with. Like I'm on a gentle path. I'm used to being on a busy path, right?
mhm,
But I'm on a gentle path and my true essence needs to be on that one day at a time working with myself in a more easeful way. And that's really what's going on for you too, is to do it in a more gentle way.
mhm. Yep, that really makes sense. Thanks so much.
You're
Um,
welcome.
Francis, would I be able to ask a question for Rachel? She's actually in a meeting.
Well, we can ask.
She wants to know if now is the time to pursue her intuitive health coaching business.
So is now the time, like, is like that where her energy is? Is that what she's asking?
Yes,
Because
is now the time for her to start the business?
it's a good question. Because it's, we don't make predictions. So let me listen for what Mother Mary's wanting to say. She's been thinking about this for a long time, hasn't she?
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Mother Mary says it's long overdue. It's long overdue. But she's saying that she needs to have a few things in place within herself so that she doesn't get scared and overwhelmed by the process. Like whatever's been keeping her from doing it, has she addressed that? Has she addressed the fear? Has she addressed the worry? Has she addressed whatever that the minds? Mother Mary's more concerned about her mindset than her skill set. Her skill set is great. It's her mindset that's the issue. And she wants to
Mm-hmm.
make sure she's really got that positive mindset to be able to do it. Otherwise, she might scare herself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Send
And
her my best.
I'd love to see Ann Easton if you can make it, or if you let
Oh
me
yeah.
know where
I'll let you
your
know if I come up that way. That'd be so fun.
yeah, and if you let me know where your grandfather is, I could even go and take a picture of it.
Yeah, I think it's the Gethsemane Cemetery, I think.
Oh,
He
okay.
passed in like 1918 or something. But yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Thank you so much, my
Okay.
friend. Good to see you.
Thank you so much, Frances. You too.
All right, my friends. So fun. I love getting to talk to people and I love getting to help people. It's my favorite thing. So just to let people know again, if you want to be able to have more connection with Mother Mary, just like this, to get coached by her, if you want to be involved in the membership where we're going to be going through the healing path of surrender and really going deep into letting go of all the stuff that's getting in our way and letting more light come in, just go to francesfayden.com/membership. You can do that. If anybody wants to have a private session with Mother Mary, you can just go to francesfayden.com/sessions and you can have a half an hour appointment or an hour appointment and you can ask all the questions that you want to ask. We go into a lot more detail than I can go here. And lastly, if you want to know when I'm going to be doing the live streams and other things, you can just get on my mailing list at francesfayden.com and you'll always be the first ones to know when I'm coming live here. Obviously, if you're here and a subscriber on YouTube, that's great. But I also send out things to my list that I don't send out to just everybody. So it's a good way to stay in touch. All right. So let's say thank you to Mother Mary for coming and being with us. So grateful for her. We're going to release her from our circle with as much love and gratitude as we can. We're going to say thank you to all the angels and beings that were here. We're going to release them with love and gratitude. I'm going to say thank you to everybody that was here, that's watching live and on the replay. I'm going to say thank you to them. And then we're going to bring our awareness back to ourselves, come fully into our body, gently start to move the body temple, move the fingers, the toes, whatever works. Taking one more deep breath. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes. All right, my miraculous friends, thank you once again for being here. I'm so grateful for you. God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you next time.